Hi guys, welcome to video number 72. This one is on simplifying and calculating with surds. It follows on from the simplifying surds video that I made, which was grade 7. This stuff is sort of grade 8 level, just slightly more complicated. Maybe not, who knows. But the keywords here are surd, simplify and evaluate. So surds are numbers that are inside square roots. They're used as exact answers. They are irrational numbers. Simplifying means to write in a more simple way. So with less numbers and less things that are there. And evaluate means to work out the value of, so calculate or just work out. Now the method states to simplify a surd you need to know your square numbers and you need to be able to find factors. Think about the factors of the number that's inside the root, find the largest square number. Split the surd into two separate numbers in roots. One will be a surd, the other one won't, or the answer will just be a whole number, and then we calculate with them if we're required to. Okay, so there is no rule for adding or subtracting surds. The only thing you need to remember is to be able to add or subtract with surds, they have to be the same number inside the root. Okay, and that's really important. It's not there's no kind of same rule as what multiplying or dividing is. Anyway, I'll show you what I mean. In question 1, we're going to simplify root 8. Right, now root 8 can be split up into two separate roots using the multiplication rule. Okay, so you had to have learnt this first in order to understand what I'm doing here. So if you're not sure what I'm doing here, go back and watch the manipulating surds video with all the rules. Now this one, if we think of the factors of 8, the factors of 8 are 1 and 8, 2 and 4. 4 is a square number and it's the largest square number that fits into 8. So root 4 is actually not a surd, it is just the number 2, okay? And 2 multiplies by root 2, which we don't write the multiplication symbol because we're still in the world of algebra. And therefore that is our answer, 2 root 2. Okay, it's a very common one that people get to just remember. Root 8 turns into 2 root 2. Okay, and we can do the same with this. Now we think of two roots, set them up, multiplication symbol in the middle, if you want to put it there. And then we're going to put something and something. Now I know that my times tables, I know my factors of 63. I know 9 times 7 makes 63. So I'm going to put my 9 in there, and my 7 in there. Well, I know that root 7 is definitely a surd. That's a prime number inside a root, isn't it? It's not a square number, but 9 is a square number. And that's going to give us the answer of 3 root 7. Okay, and there we go. And then the last one, I've got root 125. And there's loads of these that you can simplify. This one, I'm thinking of 25. 25 is a square number and a factor of 125. So 25 goes in there and 5 goes in there because these two numbers multiply to make 125. And then that gives us 5 root 5. There we go. That's your sort of simplifying surds process, which is really useful for when you're calculating with surds. And that's what I've got in question 2. So calculate with these surds here. Now, remember we've already done root 8, so we know that that's 2 root 2. So let's write that as 2 root 2. And then we've got to figure out what root 18 is. Okay, so I'll do that over here. So I've got my plus, and I'll do the root 18 is equal to, well, let's think about root 9 times root 2, because it's got to have this, it's got to have a root 2 in it, because we knew that one's a root 2. That's 3 root 2s. 3 root 2s. Now, remember, I said in the last surds video, just treat your surds as if they were x's. So if it was 2x plus 3x, you'd have 5x. But this is just 5 root 2. And there we go. That's the answer. Alright, now I'll just get rid of that so it doesn't look complicated. Maybe I'll just leave that one there as well. So, root 75, I'm thinking root 25 times by root 3. Alright, so that would be 5 root 3. Get the idea by now. And then minus, well, that's going to be root 9 and root 3 multiplied together. So that's going to be 3 root 3. And I've got 5, take away 3, so it's going to give me 2 root 3s. Okay? Again, hopefully that's making sense. And it's all about understanding how to simplify these surds. So they've got the same roots here. And then doing the calculation with them that you need to do. This one's just got 3. We know that's 2 root 2 already. So everything else must be in root 2's form. This one is a root 2, so it's just 1 root 2. Never write the 1, do we? Same thing with surds. And then we've got 72. So 72 is going to be 36 root 2. Root 36 times by root 2, which is 6 root 2. There we go. And now 2 plus 1 is 3 plus 6 is 9. 9 root 2s. There we go, done all the calculations we need to do. Just a few examples, and I'll change those in the link description so you can practice similar sorts of things. Right, moving myself over, you will see there is a contextual problem here, as I always attempt to do for you in question 3, or your AO3 style question. Find the perimeter of the rectangle, give your answer in the simplest of forms. So the perimeter is the distance around the outside, as we all know at this level. If we're working on grade 8 maths, we should all know that. Now we've got to simplify root 128 and root 18. Well, I know, let's look at root 18 first. We've already done root 18, haven't we? And that is 3 root 2. Okay, so that turns into 3 root 2. So this must turn into root 2 something. So it's going to be something multiplied by root 2. Let's just put that. Now, if we were to half 128, what would we get? We would get 64, wouldn't we? Right, so that's going to be root 64 times by root 2. And root 64 is 8, so that's 8 root 2. Okay, so what we've got is 8 root 2 plus 3 root 2 plus 8 root 2 plus 3 root 2. Okay, so it's just a case of simplifying the surds and collecting them all around. So that's 16 root 2s, 19 root 2s, 22 root 2s is what we've got. 22 root 2. Okay, 16 plus 6, isn't it? And that's it. All right, treat the surds as if they were x's. There's my top tip for dealing with calculating with them. Simplifying them is a nice thing to be able to do. In the next video and the final surds thing, I'm going to be investigating a little bit further the world of rationalizing denominators. But that is some tougher stuff yet again. I think we'd probably call that sort of grade 9-esque questions. So yeah, there we go. I hope you enjoyed that one. Continue to watch, continue to like and share and comment, and if I do get comments, I do try and reply to them straight away as quick as I can. Yeah, just keep practicing and keep being a good person. All right, take care. Bye bye.